Hello everyone. Alright, I'm going to wait a bit for you guys to start joining. And then we're going to have a look at some stuff and we're going to talk about what I've been doing, what I've got coming up, etc. and so on. So that's today's plan. And drinking coffee. Okay, so I will do the huge and I will send out some invites. Just quickly here. Right, someone has joined us. Garfield's joined us, hey mate. Hopefully today the comments work. Usually, for anyone that's watched any of these live feeds, you know that the comments are usually pretty crappy. They're not very good at working. So hopefully today they work. What I'm going to do today is I've charged up a LiPo. I'm going to go drive me TRX4. That's something I'm going to do today, providing the weather stays good. So I'm going to have a bit of a sticky beat. I haven't done anything with that truck for a little bit, so I'm going to run my eyes over it and make sure everything's fine with that. I think some of you guys wanted to see. Just move this way a smidge. Some of you guys wanted to see this thing and where that's at and what it's been doing. So we can look at that too. Today's just having a live feed for a while. Figured I might do one. Talk about what's coming up. I can't really give a heap away, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes. So we'll wait for some of you guys to join and then we'll go over stuff. If you've got any questions, ask away. If you want to share it away. Shares are good. We need views, we need people watching. The more people we get watching, the bigger and better things I can do in the future. So share it now. Garfield saw the vids of your trail run. Nice. Of this thing, man, this thing's quite surprising. It's bloody heavy. I had Hannah's dad pick up the truck the other day, and he reckons it was at least 10 kilos, which is what, 20 pounds, a bit more. He picked it up the other day, and he couldn't believe how heavy it was. It is technically a top-heavy truck, but it doesn't act like one. As you've seen in that video, you would have sworn that truck was going to fall over, but to my surprise, it didn't. When I was sitting there filming it, I'm driving with one hand, I've got the selfie stick with the camera on the end in the other hand, and I'm driving along, and it sort of started to tip over, and I'm like, but surprisingly it stayed up, which is good. Tony, great to join us, because we will be seeing the bumper today. We haven't seen the bumper for a long time. So I've got the bumper right here, okay? Going to go over the TRX4, make sure everything's Mickey Mouse with that. Just tidying up the garage a little bit. I think 10 kilos is 20 pounds, Tony. Isn't it 2.225 pounds per kilo? So I am going to this weekend purchase myself some scales because I haven't got any. You guys keep saying, how much does that truck weigh? And I go, about this much. So that's on my list. Garfield, the suspension worked great. Look, it was really good. The front was a little bit hard in my opinion. So last night I stripped this truck down a lot. Redid the front shocks, played with the leaves, this and that, and whatever else, and just tried to really get it so that the front has that same slushy movement that the back does. I like that. I want my truck to rock around and look like an old truck going through the bush. So it was a good shakedown run. The truck did really well. The motors in these, because it's a fully encased metal motor, metal gears, all those things, they're a bit noisy. And I'm not used to noisy. I drive the TRX4 and it's quiet. It's really quiet. I drive the Demon. I drive that and that is really quiet. To go from those to this and have it been a bit noisy, it might just sound louder to me because of how quiet these other trucks are. I don't know. But look, it's all greased up. It's set up pretty sweet. So I'm going to just drive it and see what happens, basically. It's a leaf spring truck. Yep, yeah, it is. I know those Land Rovers don't have leaf springs. I don't care. There's too many people out there these days that go, do you know those trucks don't have leaf springs? Really, mate? It's RC. I'll just say I had a conversion. I went backwards. Okay. So it is what it is. It looks cool when it's out driving. It looks cool. Um, Tony's saying gear mesh. I think, Tony, once these things start to wear in a bit, Metal Gear, sometimes you've got to wear them in a bit before they seat right. The spur gap is set to perfection. I went over that about 50 times just to make sure. When I first ran it, like on the bench testing, it's like, oh, it sounds a little bit loud. So I pulled the whole thing apart and went down over it. It's not the spur. I know what gear it is, and you can see it's a reasonably tight fit, and there's sort of not much you can do about it. I just need to wear it in a bit. So, Garfield, maybe you need to add a sound kit to drain out the noise. Possibly. I do like a sound kit, and I'm considering putting a V8 one in that. Let me know what you think about that idea. V8 sound kit in the cross track. I do have an S1 sound kit here that is deconstructed, so it doesn't have the full box on it. It's just the computer chip, which has got the little buttons on it, the speaker, and the plug. So I could probably squeeze that into this dealie somewhere. So let me know what you think about that. Bob's joined us. Thanks for joining, Bob. We're just talking some smack today. Will's joined us. Thanks for joining, Will. Talking a bit of smack. I'm going to have a bit of a sticky beak at the TRX4. I haven't driven it for a while, and it's going to go out today and have some filming. Christian and I are broadening our horizons on how to make these little trucks look as real as possible, and I want to make my YouTube videos better. I want to get to the point where you guys see my videos and go, mate, you got to watch this guy's videos, they're really good. So I'm doing whatever I can to try and get these videos as good as possible. So Garfield, yes, V8 in the Green Demon. If not, I'll take it. Do you know how many people want that truck, man? I have people all the time. Jono, how much for that truck? I can't sell it, mate. Just can't. I like it too much. This is the problem I've got. I like my trucks too much. Is it broken? Is what broken, Tony? Brian says hi. Hi, Brian. Everyone say hi to Brian. If I remember correctly, none of my trucks are broken at the moment. I don't think they are. Oh, actually, the original, the HBX Rockfighter turned into a scaled truck, that needs a new motor. That's a motor and axle, and one of the original motors has just given up. The whole armature's flopping around inside the box. So TRX4 is not broken. It's just I haven't done anything with it, and I sort of sometimes I'll start working on something, and because I had this project on the go, I had this project on the go, this bloody thing that Tony kept pestering me about, I started painting it. Now, a while back I said I haven't ordered the electrics for it. Well, I ordered it today. Okay, so I'm going to finish this off. I ordered the electrics, the motor, the ESC. The ESC comes with a light kit. I'll get a tiny little battery from down the road, a little 2-cell LiPo. So this will be finished, and maybe possibly this weekend I'll paint it. So it would be nice to get this little thing up and running, because then I can make a little tabletop track for it. Garfield, I meant the sound kit. No, the sound kit's fine. Essentially, the reason I've got one that's deconstructed, I ordered one of the S1 sound kits ages ago, probably a year ago. I got it and it was crap. I've had a lot of them. This was the first one that was crap. I contacted the company and said, look, the sound kit's crap, it's not working properly. So they said, look, if you like, we can send you a deconstructed one. I was like, okay, that actually works best for me anyway, because I can fit it where I want it without the big box. So I might see if I can squeeze that into the Demon. Speaking of the Demon, I'm planning on doing some more filming with that shortly. I want to put that on the trailer, and then I want to tow the trailer with either the TRX4 or the farm truck, the GC4 Cross. Let me know which one you prefer to see. Ryan can fit that in his carry-on. Ryan could fit that in his pocket. Look at it. What have I got? We all know how big an X-Acto knife is. This truck's about the length of an X-Acto knife, a little bit shorter. Brian, I went against your advice. What advice was that, mate? I forget. It's hard for me to keep up. I probably have 20 different people a day messaging me about RC stuff. I get added to probably 30 Facebook groups a week, which is fine. I mean, it's an honour to have people want me in their Facebook group and to share what I do, etc. But man, it's hard to keep up. It's really hard to keep up. If you ever send me a message and it takes me a while to get back to you, I'm having a break from my phone. Garfield, what sound kit does everyone use and thinks best sound? In my opinion, the S1 from Sense Innovations. It's bloody brilliant, man. You can jump on the... When you get an S1, you get a link to go to a website to download a program that's called RC Plus. You go through RC Plus and there's probably 50 to 60 different sounds. 50 to 60 different sounds. Anything from old thumpy V8s to short course V8s to... There's actually a diesel Land Rover sound. There's semi-trucks. There's all sorts of things. So you can jump on there, you can put the horns on there, you can put blow-off valves for turbos, you can put brakes. There's actually even aeroplane ones. So you can put guns and stuff like that on it. How cool is that? So S1, that's your best bet. The Wish app, you can get them for about $65 Australian. Now that's the first one. People keep saying to me, oh, I reckon the second one will be better. The first one's bloody brilliant. It's that loud. I've got one in the 8x8 and I probably run it at half volume, if that. I mean, it's loud. The first one's plenty big enough, and it's given now that there's a new one. The first one's cheaper. Yeah, so go and buy the first one, I reckon. They're bloody good. They did two versions of the first one. The first version didn't have a third channel for a horn button. The second version is the one you want with the extra little plug for your horn, so you can beep beep and annoy people. Right. Patrol or Mog? Oh, so you're doing the Patrol, Brian. Oh, so ugly. No. Patrols, to me, I don't know, they're not a very pretty four-wheel drive, are they? Really? I've just never liked them. That's just me, though. What's $60 Aussie to Canadian? I don't know, probably 1,000 Canadian dollars. Everything in Canada is expensive, isn't it? That's all I hear about. Canada's so expensive. I couldn't tell you, mate. Google's your best friend on that sort of thing. If there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. We've already seen this little perler. Hold that above the comments so you guys can see it. And hide my face, because apparently Ryan doesn't like seeing that in the feeds. So there you go. So that's ready for paint. I contemplated getting some wanky shocks and some fancy links and some fancy wheels, and it was like, mate, really? It's been sitting on your desk for so long and you haven't touched it. You don't need wanky bits for it. So that's going to stay stock. And hopefully soon I'll be able to drive it. Jason's joined us. Thanks for joining, Jason. So there's that. That's going to be yellow. I was going to go yellow and black, but I'm thinking maybe all yellow. I don't know. We'll see. Possibly paint that this weekend. I've got... Now this thing's not pretty. It's not gone through its last lots of sands yet. Oscar's joined us. Thanks, Oscar. But whilst we're in show and tell mode, here's the Range Rover. It's a little bit nicer now. It's still got some sanding to do. I'm at a point where I'm hitting it with some thick coats of primer, and sanding and thick coats of primer. So using some thicker primer just to fill those tiny little annoying bits that I look at and go, nah. So that's where this is at. It's getting there. This won't be weathered. The Pajero won't be weathered either. I can't weather everything. You guys are going to get sick of saying, look, I did some weathering. So, I mean, it's nice to have a clean truck too. I've got some builds planned between now and July. Probably 2 or 3 builds I've got planned. That's what she said, Brian. I've got some builds planned, and they're going to be, hopefully, really nice, shiny, pretty trucks. That's what I'm going for. I've weathered this thing to buggery. I've weathered the cross a bit. I said every time I scratch that truck, I'm going to rust it where the scratch was, and that's what I've been doing. There's a lot of scratches already, so I come back home, start rusting where I scratched it every time I get back. So this thing is going to be clean, hopefully, nice and pretty truck. I want to make it look like an old fella's gone to the Range Rover and said, yes, I want rid of those, and I wanted this colour, with this colour along the side, because that's what he likes. So that's what I'm looking at. I've got the colours here somewhere. I showed you guys in a previous live feed. I can't think of where I put the colours. No idea. Essentially, it's going to be all over a light blue colour with a ivory, almost ivory white that goes along the side, little piece along there. So, yes, yes, Brian, you walked right into it. So that's where we're at with that. And look, it is a big body. It's a SCX10 wheelbase. It's wider than your normal SCX10 bodies you probably buy, like the Hilux bodies and such from Proline. They're too skinny. All these companies need to start making the bodies so that they meet the outside of the wheels. That's why I love the Samix truck. Tony wanted to talk about that. We can talk about that too. These companies have got to start making bodies that fit trucks properly. The TRX4 gets away with it because the fender flares sort of work with how the whole vehicle works. This is brilliant because it matches the sides and it tucks nicely and everything works. This is the same. For those who want one of these, or one of the other cool bodies that these guys do, JK3D-RC, that's who you want to see. These things are awesome. Well, this is the first one I've done. I mean, I'm loving doing it, but at the same time I'm a bit panicky because it's the first one I've done and I don't want to cock it up. I want to be able to look at it when it's finished and go, man, I love that. I don't want to look at it and go, can't believe I didn't see that. So that's where that's at. That's going through its primer and sand stages. This is another one that hopefully this weekend we'll see colour. Hopefully. So there's that. Now, do you just want to have a bit... I know a lot of you guys have seen it, but do you want to have a look at the Samix SCX10? Tony said to me in some comments about was there stuff I liked about it and disliked about it, etc. Be straight up honest with a lot of you. There's nothing I don't like about that truck. It's just, it is so much better than it was before. Even with those tiny tyres. I've got... They're the original tyres that were on it. Actual Trepadors. Not a bad tyre if you've got a heavy enough truck. So, there's the SCX10. She's still a little dusty. For those that watched the YouTube video, this is tenfold cleaner than what it was. Let me know too if you guys have watched any of the YouTube videos I've put up recently and what you think. See what I mean about bodies? This meets the wheels, and I like that. The wheels tuck in, you know what I mean? It's not a big. It's not like this. It shouldn't be like that. That's not scale at all, in my opinion. So there's this. I will rip the body off, which is going to make a bit of a noise. Set the body down here. So this is the Samix SCX10. It's wicked. I love this thing. It is tenfold better than it was before. It drives nicer. Its side hills so much better than it used to. It's just a really fun truck to drive, and it takes a beating. So it's good stuff, man. There's zero complaints with this truck, except my back's that bad. It's hard to get out and use all these cool toys I've got. That's the only complaint I've got. So this is why I keep pumping Samix stuff. I mean, it's bloody nice. Look at that stuff. I have to move slowly because if I don't, the picture goes all crappy. Something I have to do. I've got a Yeah Racing waterproof servo coming for it. Actually, I've got a few of those coming because I've got some for the builds that I'm doing. Got some SCs coming. All that sort of fun stuff. They can go back on the shelf. I've got that sort of stuff coming. Because there's just lots of stuff planned. I want everything to just go and blow up into really... I want this group to be really popular. I mean, I love the fact that it's not got thousands of people in it. it's got lots of people in this group that are here for the right reason. We're not all taking the piss out of each other in a bad way, like we do it in a good way. We're not taking the piss out of each other. We're all here for the fun of what RC is. So there's that. Something else I thought about doing too, and you guys let me know if you want to see it. If I just grab this little thing, Tony's going to love this. So this little beauty, that's my CC01. This is the original 93 model, and I've probably said it 100,000 times. We'll talk to you soon, Brian. Thanks for jumping on, mate. I'm thinking about giving this little thing some upgrades. I mean, I know it doesn't technically need them. Well, technically, we don't need any of this stuff. It's want. But I'm thinking about doing the Racing upgrade kit for these things, which does links, mounts, all those sorts of things underneath. Lots of different bits and bobs and pieces. Let me know what you reckon. I'm thinking about doing a few little things with this truck because the poor thing sits on the shelf. I mean, I love it. I'll never ever sell this truck. It sits there looking at me like, can I go outside today? I'm sorry, little fella, I'm going to take the other one out. Tony's off. Everyone say goodbye to Tony. Tony needs the CCR1 apparently. Tony, the RC Mark's going to be selling them again, I think, very soon. So do yourself a favour, mate. Buy one. Wicked. Wicked little trucks. I do recommend that you lock the diffs. When you buy the kit, I believe it gives you the locker stuff in it. Lock them. Don't leave them unlocked. If you leave them unlocked, you're going to be very disappointed in how it drives. If you get one of these trucks, get a steering upgrade. This has got the factory steering on it, and I deal with it. I know if I was to use it more often, I would upgrade the steering, and I probably will soon anyway, but how it is, you don't get a whole lot of steering lock. If you thought the Red Cats were bad, they're not compared to these. The only bonus this truck has going for it with its terrible steering lock is that it's a really short wheelbase truck. So, yeah, you deal with it, you know, it is what it is. Something that annoys me with these little trucks, I mean, it's not the truck's fault. When people see these things and they say, oh, it's 12th scale. No, it's not, mate. It's 10th scale. It's just a short wheelbase little four-wheel drive. If you look at one of these things in person, they're tiny, man. They are tiny. We don't see a lot of these little two-door Pajeros here in Australia, but I did see one a few months back, and it was the first one I'd ever seen in person. And it was like, man, that thing is tiny. Like, these guys nailed the scale. Tony, more chrome needed for the Bronco. Really? I'll put this back. I'll grab the Bronco. This is just turning into it. Look at my truck session. I don't know, Tony. I'm at a standstill with the Bronco. So here's the Bronco Tony's talking about. I assume this is the one he's talking about. Nice chrome grille there. I've got, I'd say, brushed aluminium wheels. Well, the outside ring is. It's got chrome mirrors. That's it though. It's got a sticker chrome bumper that's not chrome at all. It's just grey. I don't know what I want to do with this truck. I always said when I first got it that I wasn't going to do anything to it. This truck was actually a gift from the boys at A-Main. I built for those that you don't know, I built a Tamiya racing truck for, well, not for A-Main. I built it as a bit of a thank you to, or tribute rather, to the guys from there, Matt and Brett. I built that, sent it over, and they sent me this. So it was like, I don't really want to do anything to it because of why I got it. But, I mean, I've got options. I can remove the body, put something different on there, hard body, something like that. I could do a short wheelbase camel. That's a possibility. Okay, so Garfield said I missed something. I'm working on a crawler. What are you working on, mate? Yes, I said crawler. What are you working on? Let us all know. Rack needed. Possibly, Tony. If I could find one that was the right width. So a lot of people put roof racks on these trucks and they're just too skinny. And not to mention, this thing's pretty soft in the suspension, which I like. It acts really nicely as it is. If I go whacking a roof rack on top that's metal, it's just going to take over, and the truck's going to drive like crap, depending on where and how I drive it. This is another truck I need to get out. Jim's here. Older Broncos didn't have a lot of chrome. Jim's on the ball here. For those wondering too, I don't know if all of you guys know about it, but Broncos with the dual caps, they were the Super Sport V8 editions. Tiny little fun fact there. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Should I put a hard body on it and maybe do another little camel truck? It can be like a little brother to this one over here. I like that idea. I just don't know how I'll go with the interior. For those that you haven't seen, these MST trucks, that's what this is. This is the MST Bronco. Comes as a full kit. This is a RTR version. So this is what you're dealing with, essentially. SCX style transmission. ESC at the back, battery at the front. Great little layout. That's brilliant. Putting a hard body on it, however, is a bit of a different scenario. Because of where the battery is, the receiver box is actually hold that up higher. There's a receiver box there, which is great. It's heading away. It's out of the way. But I'm sort of limited. I could put a hard body on it and just tint the windows and not have an interior, but that sort of kills what I'm going with the scale thing lately. So when I've scaled the crap out of this thing, which is awesome, I love it. Scaled the cross, love that. Scaled the farm truck, love that. And now I'm getting to the point where I want to get away from Lexington stuff and just do hard bodies. Yeah, my phone's sliding. Bear with me here. My phone holder's not brilliant. I'd like that. Yeah, so I want to try and stick with the hard body trucks. They're just a lot more fun to build. You got more options. I sit there and probably 50 times I sat there and looked at this thing. If I turn this slightly, I would open up the bonnet and I'd look and think, what can I do to change it? Move that out of your way. So I'd have a bit of a sticky beak at the motor, and it didn't have any of the inner fenders, as a lot of you guys know. It's like, well, I'll do inner fenders. So I built those, and then it was like, well, I'll see if I can do some wiring details, etc. So I built that stuff too, and it's just trying to do whatever I can now to push that scale game a little bit further to make things a bit nicer and a bit prettier and such. Jeremy's joined us. Thanks, Jeremy. I probably said hello already, mate. What's up? We're just talking about trucks. Going to go for a wheel today, so I want to go over the TRX4, make sure that's good to go because I haven't used it for a bit. Garfield, Lossy, Venom, Cross getting it ready. Oh, that's right, you got the Venom. Getting it ready for new SC. The Bronco's a pretty sweet little truck. Just doesn't see enough dirt. None of my trucks see enough dirt. I need more dirt. So there's that. I'm going to move this truck out the way, and I'm going to take the top off the TRX4 and just go over it. Well, Tony's already left. Tony would have liked to have seen the bumper. For those of you who don't know, there's a little running gag on these live feeds about, have you seen my bumper? And it was from when I originally got the bumper that's on this truck. That one there. And it always went. I'll just move this. I can't get my camera right today. As soon as I got this, it was, have you seen my bumper? Look at it. Just look at that, would you? If Ryan watches this, he's probably just going to push stop right at this piece because he got sick of the bumper. So yeah, I'm just going to take the top off this thing and have a look-see because I can't remember where I'm at. I know I've got to make up a couple of, and I'll do that while we're on the live feed, air racing scale boxes. I'm going to make up a couple of those. So Tony's come back. There you go, Tony. Get your fix while you can, mate. How good's that bumper? It is though, seriously. I mean, look at it. Yeah, racing TRX4 bumper. Winch mount, brilliant. Love it. I did, after Tony pestered the crap out of me, I did rig up the wireless winch controller, which I have here somewhere. That's the one. I know that's the one because I wrote that on the back of it. I've got a couple of these and it gets hard to remember which one's what. So that's now my winch controller for the racing winch. Love it. May get that going today a bit. So this off, and I just want to have a look if there's anything you guys want to see under this mess. Actually, what I will do, I actually feel sorry for this truck now. I've developed a habit. I used to have a habit of I'd get a truck dirty and then I'd go unplug the battery, set it aside. Sweet, I'll see you next time. Now, if I can find my little brush, now I'm finding that I've got a habit of getting my little soft bristle brush and sweeping all the dust off. It's actually really therapeutic. I mean, this truck's filthy. I don't know if you guys can see how much crap's coming off this, but it's really rewarding. You look at this truck and go, oh man, that looks terrible. If I would advertise this truck and put pictures of how it is now, you wouldn't buy it. You just wouldn't. Mike's joined us. Thanks for joining us, Mike. So I'm going to give this a quick little dust off so I can go out today and put some more dust back on it. You know, don't want to put new stuff over the old. Jeez. So I'm going to give it a quick little dust off. If there's anything you want to see in this truck, let me know in the comments and I will hold it up, show you what's on it, what I've done, etc. and so on. I have done a little bit with this truck. I know lately it hasn't seen a whole lot of attention. That's because I've had so much other stuff going on. Things I can tell you that I have done with this one, I have got every single option that Samex makes, which is awesome. Fact. We've got titanium links, we've got portal covers front and rear, brake discs front and rear, we've got the knuckles, we've got the C-hubs, the titanium links, we've got the brass ball ends, we've got the spring retainers, everything. And it's wicked. Adam's joined us, thanks for joining, Adam. I've said it 1,000 times, and anyone that's in a TRX 4 group that I'm in, you've seen me say it, the Samex parts for this truck totally transform it. When I first bought this truck, I was sort of on the fence. There was the big question, what would you buy? TRX 4 or an SCX 10.2? I've had an SCX 10.2, yep, they're brilliant, they really are a good truck. After having this one and driving it, it was, you know what, I think I'll buy one of these. And after living with it for a little bit and then doing the upgrades to it, it's hard for me to see a reason why anyone would buy a 10.2. I know that's a horrible thing to say, and there's probably some of you guys who are going to butcher me for that one. Garfield, what's PWM frequency? Of what? It's the pulse something something. Yeah? I've helped you a little bit. That's when the receiver sends a signal to like your servo will send a signal to your receiver, etc. and so on. It uses the PWM frequency to speak to each other. If I'm wrong, you know, correct me right now if you like, but if I remember correctly, that's what it is. So yeah, if you guys want to see anything on here, like all the goodies underneath there, I will wipe them off. So all the brassy stuff underneath there, the links. This thing's wicked. If you haven't got one, if you're thinking about getting a crawler and you don't mind spending a bit of cash, because they're not cheap. If you don't mind spending a bit of cash, get one of these, or one of these, or one of those. It's a toss up. It all depends on what you want. 10.2 bash. I'm not bashing it. I'm not. I like the 10.2. I just like this more. Jim Davis, I'm actually thinking about the TRX4 Bronco. Man, if I had a pocket full of cash, mate, I'd be brushing the dust off of one of those right now. Those Broncos look wicked. The body is wide, it's fat, which is good because that's what those trucks are. I want one. I mean, I've got this TRX4, I don't need one. I don't need any more trucks, but I want them. I do like the Bronco, and at some stage I may find one in my possession. Don't tell Hannah. They're just such a nice thing, and I think that's where a lot of these like dust here, where a lot of these purchases come from. They're just You look at it and go, that is such a nice thing. That would look so good at my house. So you buy it. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys here that'll agree with that. Yeah, it's just, I've seen those Broncos when they first announced them, and it was like, man, what did I buy the Defender for? But at the time, didn't know the Bronco was coming out, so... Garfield tried the Bronco, just got a run down my friend last night, and he loves it. Don't blame him. I like it just for how it looks. I do like watching some of the videos, and it looks like, I know it's a Lexan body crawler, but it creeps like a hard body truck, and I really like that. The suspension works really well, much the same as this. I love how the suspension works on this, with all the brass stuff on it too. It helps everything out. It makes it hug the ground. It's, how else do you say it? It hugs the ground. I drove Christian's, not last time around, the time before, and Christian drove mine, and obviously I love those trucks, but after driving mine for so long with all the brass on it, then driving a factory one with a factory controller, I use a DX6 for mine, using the factory controller in the truck as factory, it was like, oh man, it feels cheap. And Christian even said himself, yours feels like a real truck to drive. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense when we're using controllers, but in the way the truck reacts and etc and so on, it feels like a real truck. Mike, TRX4 feels solid, 10.2 feels cheap once you hold the TRX4. No comment. I'll get in trouble if I go saying, yeah, you're right, Mike, SGX10s are shit, because they're not shit. But there's just, I don't know, there's something about this truck that makes it brilliant. Jim, how often do you actually use the differentials? When I first got it, never. It was a wank factor button. After switching it all over to the DX6, and now I can lock front or back or whichever I like, not the certain way that you have to do it with the controller. Quite a bit. It's surprising. Christian and I like our scale driving. We've always liked our scale driving. Christian always has. When I first met Christian, I was still doing the she'd be right, mash the throttle. But yeah, Christian's always liked his scale driving. I'm right into it now too. So when we go driving places, we might get a little stuck somewhere and we're like, I wonder if we just lock that or unlock that, will it get me out? And you'd be surprised how much difference it makes. It really does. Johnny's joined us. Thanks for joining, Johnny. So they're brilliant. Oh, here's something you have to get if you've got one, or you get a Bronco. I assume they run the side rails the same. One of these off-on buttons. Oh, brilliant. I think I paid $16 for that. And as soon as I pushed it the first time, it was like money well spent. Turning these trucks on without one of these switches is a pain in the ass. You got to either try and whip your finger up into the body or take the whole body off. You shouldn't have to take a whole body off a truck to turn it on, especially a Lexan one. This one here, I plug the battery and that turns the truck on, then I put the body on, do up the screws. But that's a hard body, and when I take that out, I've got a bit more time for it. When I take out a Lexan body truck, it's just smash your battery in it and go. So I don't mind with that. But with something like this, it should come with an off-on button from factory. That's my thought. You shouldn't just have a little button on the ESC. If anyone from Traxxas is listening, they won't be. They should change that design because I don't like it. And I like scale driving even on trail rigs. Scale is the best way to go, man. Like I say, I used to bash my trucks about a bit. Well, not bash, but I definitely didn't drive scale. It was more so, I wonder if my truck can make it up here. And I'd do whatever it took and I'd get it up there and go, yeah. But now, if I can't get somewhere, I say it's okay, because in real life, if I can't get somewhere, I don't just mash the throttle. I know there's blokes out there that do, but why wreck your truck if you don't have to? If you can't get somewhere, take a different line. Go up the trail a bit further. There might be a better option to get where you want to go. Looking at this truck, this was the whole point of what I was saying, getting this truck here. Barry Jones has joined us. Everyone say hello to Barry. I wanted to make sure it was right to run, and from the looks of things, it is. I've got my two little plugs illustrated here and Yeah, that's for my light kit. I bought a Wish light kit for my truck that came with no instructions and was a nightmare. I plugged it in and I put one light in, steered, accelerated, no. I plugged the next one in, no. It took me about an hour to sort it out. And then I thought to myself, maybe I should have Googled that or asked someone on a Facebook group. Because after I looked later on, heaps of people had brought the same one. A couple of blokes had found instructions, made it really easy. This is how it goes. So tell me, obviously I'm still here dusting this off a bit so I can go and get it dirty. What are you guys doing? I know Garfield said he's working on his trawler. What's everyone else up to? What are you building? Jim loves the technical part of scale driving. Me too. And that's why I think you'll need winches. Go out and get a winch. Get a wireless one. I used to have winches on my trucks and they had little toggle switches. And I played hide the toggle switch. That sounds bad. Anyway, so you'd hide the toggle switch somewhere on your truck so that if you were doing a scale video, they were all crap back then, that's why they're not on YouTube. If you were doing a scale video, you would flick the toggle switch, film what you could, and then try and flick it off again before the winch burnt itself out trying to eat the wire. So I don't have to worry about that anymore because I've got my wireless stuff and it's brilliant. So tell me, what are you all working on? What stuff do you want to see in these live feeds? I know I've been slack with them. My back's been terrible. I've been getting electrotherapy and all this. It's completely strapped up at the moment. It's horrible. So that's a part of the reason why I haven't been doing them. Sitting down like this, it's not fun. I'm moving all the time. You'll notice in these videos, if you look at it, I'm always moving and it's trying to keep comfortable. So that's why I've been a bit slack with it. I've had a few people mention that, mate, you're not doing as many live feeds. Yeah, well, you know, tough. There's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. Thanks, mate. That's why you shouldn't use exhaust brakes in residential areas, especially on a road that's 50 kilometres an hour. So, yeah, what do you want to see in the live feeds? Is there any particular RCs that you think would be cool to see me do a build on? I've been toying with the idea, and you guys let me know if it's crap or not. I've been toying with the idea of building a drift car. I don't know why. Mike, working on Scale Garage, got to finish the gallows so it doesn't look like a gallows. Fair enough. I'm quite liking your Scale Garage, Mike. You've smashed it out of the park so far, mate. Looks really good. I need a bigger one. Scale Garage. I need a bigger Scale Garage. So that's on my list. I need to find a really big desk. If I can't find one, I'll have to make one. And that's an issue at the moment, obviously. So I want a Scale Garage that's around 8 foot long. Might be a bit excessive, but I want to be able to work on my trucks in the garage, which is what I do now. I want to be able to work on my trucks in the garage and have 2 or 3 trucks on display at the same time. So that's where I'm at. I want a big Scale Garage and I want to have lots of cool stuff in it, and it gives me a good chance to do perhaps live feed on, look, this is how I do it. Again, I'm not an expert. This is how I do it. You guys can watch as I do some of it and whatever else and see what you think. Might give you some ideas. You might be able to give me ideas. Johnny, you're trying to find a high impact styrene a bit closer than the other side of the planet. There has to be somewhere near you that sells bloody high impact polystyrene. Plastics shops, try those. Harley Wilson's joined us. Thanks for watching, Harley. We're going to have to get out crawling again, mate. It's been way too long. Harley lives just around the road from me. So yeah, pretty much getting this thing ready to go. Builds coming up. I have plans, but I can't really say. And I know you guys already hate it when I say, yeah, something cool's coming up. You're like, oh, wicked. What is it? And I go, nah, not telling. One's indecisive. I don't know exactly. I mean, I want to do it. It's just funds. So I'm sort of sussing out what I can do with that, if I can make that build happen. There's 2 other builds that I'm really hoping to do. One's planned, so that's Mickey Mouse. The other one, I'm not quite in stone yet. They're the ones I want to do really nice and pretty and such and make really nice. So yeah, good stuff planned. I just got to try and bring it all together. There's got to be somewhere, Johnny. And this is the problem, mate. I'm not up with exactly where everyone is in the world and how far it is to the next spot and whatever else. Tamara asks me all these questions all the time about it. I'm like, Google? I don't know. I always had more important things to worry about when I was growing up, learning how to use chainsaws and drive machinery, etc. So, yeah, there has to be somewhere, mate. There really does. I mean, eBay. Have you tried eBay? I'm going to try and dust off underneath this truck without breaking everything, all my antennas off the front. Yes, Harley, it has been way too long. Harley and I used to go out wheeling all the time, and life gets in the way of that. It stops you having fun. Right, I'm only going to do a quick dust underneath here. I want me portals and me brass bits looking flashy, because I like those. And some of this stuff's like really caked on. I may actually, after today, whip all the wheels off, hit it with a soft brush and some water, give it a bit of a scrub. I won't use WD-40 because apparently that eats away the plastic. I hear lots of people using it. Apparently though, from what I hear, everything on the internet's true apparently. Apparently it eats away your plastic, so I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to dust it down and be happy with the dust and stuff gone. Scrub off the hard pressed dirt that doesn't want to come off. Get all the dirt out of the CVDs and such, so that it's not just sitting there eating away at everything, causing rust and whatnot. So has anyone got any questions in regards to builds and such coming up and things like that? I'm possibly going to do another live feed tomorrow with Ryan. For those of you who don't like sitting here listening to me talk crap, Tony. Possibly going to do a feed with Ryan tomorrow. He's got a local G6 coming up, and I'm going to pester Ryan for all the information about what happens at his local G6, where it is, has he been there before, anything and anything I can think about at the time, anything and everything rather, that I can think about at the time that you guys might find interesting about G6s and that sort of thing. Obviously, I'm pushing to try and get a G6 event in Australia, and it's doing my head in. A lot of annoying people out there. Yeah, so I'm going to pester old Slinky about that and see what goss we can get off him. I think these events should happen all over the world. I think they should. Every place in the world could do the G6. For those who don't know, G6 isn't just a crawling event. They do wonderful charity things. It's not a competition, it's a scale adventure. It's the best way to describe it. So people can get out there with their trucks, make some new friends and enjoy driving their trucks and just have fun. That's what the whole thing's about. Damn, those Samuel Bigs look good. So yes, that's where we're at. Flat Nasty, I believe, here in Missouri. I believe you are correct, Jim. I believe you are. Hopefully, one day, wouldn't have a clue when, hopefully one day I'll be able to come over there and meet you guys and bloody talk some smack. That'd be cool, I think. It's just a matter of me get the passport for a start. I've never been outside of Australia. Get a passport and see if by some wonderful means I can make a trip to the States happen, because I'd love to come over there and go wheeling with some of you guys. I think it'd be awesome. So yes, that's sort of where we're at. Is there anything you guys want to see? I know there's not much I can talk about with the builds, which is a bit of a pain because it's exciting stuff. It really is. Half of you guys are probably standing there right now looking at your phone going, "You're a dick, mate. Stop doing it. Don't tell us." Johnny's working on getting the G6 in Sweden as well. I imagine it'll be pretty popular there, Johnny. It'd have to be a pretty good following with crawlers in Sweden. I know there is here. I mean, four-wheel driving is pretty massive in Australia. It's just, I don't know, like, you try and I don't want to sound like I'm a whinging prick going on about it. I don't, because the whole idea of the G6 is about fun, and that's what I want the whole thing to be. There's just too many people that know how to take the fun out of stuff before it even happens, and that's what's annoying. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to push to see if we can make it happen. Hopefully we can, because I think it'd be excellent. I think we could have 3 G6s here, one in the west, one in South Australia, and one in the east somewhere, and I'd go to all 3. So yes, that's where we're at. Look at all the sand on that wheel. Yeah. Oh, something else. Another big sort of thing that's, I can't really say that either. I can give a little tip, not a tip, a little hint. I do possibly have a hard body coming for the TRX4. But I really can't say much. I don't know why I say this stuff. Are you going stock wheels on the TRX or upgrading? At the moment it's got deadlock wheels on it. I've got my stock wheels here. I ploughed my truck through water, and the glue on these is water got in there and through the little venti hole. Water got in there and totally destroyed the foams. Lovely. So I went with some Pitbull Mad Beast tyres because they're thinner. You have to, if you swipe the comments away now, you can see the thickness of the tyres. So yeah, I went the Mad Beasts. They're a really nice tyre. The foams they came with were too soft, and that was probably my fault. I've said that before. I didn't think about how heavy the truck was or any of that nonsense. I just went, oh, look at those. Bye. So yeah, I've got the deadlock wheels on there with Mad Beast, Pitbull Mad Beast tyres, and they're brilliant. They really are. People call the Mad Beasts silent assassins. I'm not making this stuff up. This is what people call them, silent assassins, because I assume it's because not a lot of people would probably say to you, go and buy Mad Beasts, they're really good tyres, but if you put them on your truck and go and drive it, they're really good tyres. Right. That truck's ready to roll. Not roll over, but ready to drive. So, that's lovely. And I will put this there. That way I won't leave it at home. Last time I took this truck out, I was all pumped up to use my winch, to use my winchy claw, and I left this at home. You can imagine what I said when I got there. You said hard body. Now you have to. Yep. And it's pretty sweet, if I'm honest. Really excited about it. I'm excited about it, but then my brain goes, do you remember how much work that hard body was? But it's worth it. It really is. It's getting there and trailing, starting to take it over. I've got quite a few drivers competing worldwide as well. That's lovely. It is. Comp stuff, it's lovely. But at the same time, there's too many people that do comp stuff that take away the fun of RC. That's just my opinion. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Everyone's allowed their own opinion. There's a lot of people that know how to sap the fun out of fun stuff. I mean, this is a hobby. It's all about fun. You guys have all seen a lot of these people on Facebook groups and such, and they just drain the fun out of stuff. If you don't do things exactly how they might do it, you're wrong. Well, no, you're just doing it differently. If it works, you're not wrong. If it doesn't work, try something different. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that know how to wreck fun. I'm not one of those people. I love fun. That's why we do these live feeds, because they're fun. Garfield. I don't know how many. Have you watched many of these live feeds, mate? I don't give stuff up very easily. And a lot of people get really frustrated at the fact that I don't. So, I just can't. Because when all this stuff comes together, what's going to happen is, I'm going to say to you guys, live feed tomorrow, it's going to be good, you want to watch it. I won't say anything else, and you'll be sitting there like, oh, what is it now? But then when that day comes, actually before I put the body on, my Bill's box, before that day comes, I've lost my train of thought. I'll have something cool to show, and then we will start the live feed, and I'll be like, got something cool to show you. And then I'll drag it out for like another hour. And then I'll show you guys, and you'll be all like, ooh, where do I get one of those? So that's what we're going to do with that. And the builds, and there's going to be more live feed unboxings. The one I did on the Demon, massively popular, which is awesome. Quite surprised. That was actually my most popular live feed, which was surprising. I would have assumed the one with Brian Parker would have been, but that cross one went crazy. It's like nearly 3,000 views. So, yeah, there's going to be more live unboxings, which is good, because then as soon as I see something, I can say to you guys, man, this looks all really good, whatever the case may be. And as you guys know, I'm honest with it. I'm not going to sit there and go, yeah, this looks really good. Look at it. I'll tell you if it looks crap. So, yeah, I keep seeing dust and I keep wiping. Don't do this, because then you just you're like, oh, there's a bit, there's a bit, there's a bit. Put the brush down, mate. So what I'm going to do, I pinched a couple of the scale boxes off my TRX4. They're on there. These are racing scale boxes. In the pack, you get plain ones, and you also get. Bear with me. This one's a little dented, but I mean it's scale. You also get ones with the racing logo, the band, with the website on it. I think these are about $5 a pack, and you get like 10 boxes. If you want scale accessories that are light that you can put on top of your truck, go and buy these. They're brilliant. Now you've glued them together yourself, which is awesome. For scale garage purposes, you could, and I'll show you in 2 seconds. Once I glue this, I use super glue. You can use glue stick glue and that sort of thing, but I'm not a very patient man, as you guys know. So what I'm going to do is quickly apply some glues to here, 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 and here. I'm going to fold these over and just try and hold them level. Slip. Right. From the inside, I'll give a little push just to make sure those little tabs are holding. Right. So that's glued like that. Super glue. Love it. Dries so quick. Just make sure that's down. Lovely. Now, for like I was saying, for your scale garage purposes, if you can have like one folded in, fill the inside of this with scale goodies and such. I've got scale crap here everywhere, but fill it with scale goodies, and you can have it sitting in the corner of your scale garage. Wicked. Maybe hit it with a little bit of water and weather it up a touch. Scale as, mate. Now you guys can see why I like your racing so much. Cheap, but effective. Ever affordable, they might say. Right, where are we? Trying to keep up with these comments. You should done one on this ESC. Done one what? I forget what we were talking about, mate. Sorry. Jim, they're toys first. Yes. Yes, they are, Jim. Toys are supposed to be fun. So, if you meet those people out there that take the fun out of it, say, listen, mate, stop taking the fun out of my fun stuff. And then walk away. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this up. Obviously, with super glue. Be sure not to glue your hands. Gluings. I think I need 2 boxes, because I think I pinched 2. The only problem with the TRX4 is you got to take crap off your roof if you've got it on there to get your body pins out, and I hate that. So these is good. I just undo my little net, pop the box out, take the pins out. One box done. How scale is that? Eh? Is that good or what? With the little detaily dealies there. I like that. Or you can write something like foods, tools, that sort of such. There's actually 2 in the back of the camel, not on top. There's 3 on the top. 2 in the back of the camel truck with silly little things right on the side. That's the contents of the box. So yeah, get yourself some of these. They're wicked. There's also more goodies coming from Samix. All I can say is they are TRX4 related. That's all I can say. And I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying that. So, I don't think I will. I hope not. But yeah, TRX4 related goodies coming from Samix. So you guys with the TRX4s, keep your peepers open, because if I have things my way, you will hear it here first. I like to try and push the idea of exclusives on this page, because exclusives are cool. You know, it's nice to say, you heard it here first. This box isn't cooperating. Oh, my glue isn't. Agree, Jim, but competition helps get more peeps into the RC world. I'm debatable on that, Johnny. I think going out having fun, having public places that people can see are there for RC, I think would get more people into it as opposed to just competition. People hear the word competition and they go, oh, but I'm crap. I've never done it. So they're not going to attend because they don't want to look crap in front of other people. I think if you had an RC park, which every city should have, if you had an RC park, you would get more people into RC. Because it's just there for the fun. It's not there for, I'm better than you. Or, you know what I mean? It's all about fun. If you're wondering why I'm not wearing my BCRC t-shirts, because it hasn't bloody turned up yet. Oh, so annoyed. And it's Johnny's fault. I started... It's not my fault, mate. So, the other Johnny wants one of these bad boys. Not my fault. Mate, I guarantee you, when you get it, you're going to turn around and say, oh, I'm so glad. You're not going to say, oh, it was Johnny's fault. I get a lot of that. I get a lot of that. Yeah, look, totally agree, Garfield. RC Park, brilliant idea. Whether it's got a little drift track, you know, some little... they could have like little community groups to make buildings and such for these things. With crawlers, there could be a crappy piece of land that the local government council, whatever your area calls it, a little piece of ground that is no good for really anything. Crawlers. If it's a little hill piece, say, yep, you guys can use this, bring some shovels, make your track. As long as you clean up your crap behind you, we're sweet. That way you have something that's, you know, something that's worth having there. 2 boxes done. Something that's worth having there. It's using up this ground that's just sort of in between somewhere else. So I'm going to speak to my local council and see if I can make it happen, because we need one. Jim, exactly, let them decide what level they want to play, and that's we're playing. Get more people involved, exactly, and that's that's sort of one thing I like to try and push with this group. I want more people involved in RC. I want people that probably wouldn't normally have gone, I want an RC truck, to open their eyes to try these new things. Christian Oliver's joined us. Everyone say hello to Christian, aka Rob the dentist. Yeah. Hold that. Right, so just so you know, Christian, I'm getting the TRX4 ready to go out, because last I checked the weather was okay. And I'm sweet to go, battery's charged, mate, so we're going to try out your little fancy camera thing. You should have a peek at RC Vikings on Facebook. That sounds very familiar. I may be in that group. I get added to a lot of groups. It just gets hard to keep up with which ones are what. Which ones I've seen this day, which ones I haven't seen. I put too much glue in this box and it's run. Which is fine. Weathered. So, yeah. We've pretty much gone over all the good stuff. I want to do more YouTube videos, obviously. I want to make them nice and fun and fancy. I want to have more unboxings. I want to do more builds. I thought about the idea of doing a live feed only build, but I mean, geez, how long would that take? Would you guys be interested in seeing a build that was only done on live feeds and nothing was done off camera? Let me know. Reading your comments here. Yes, pick up your trash and stuff for lots of trouble. Yep. Call here, but track is race done by that's exactly right, Garfield. We're all adults. We should be able to pick up our own mess behind us if we go. Even if you go out crawling in, like Christian and I, we go to the beach, we go to the bush, whatever else. If we've got batteries that we've used, like double A's, if we've got batteries that are used up, we're not just going to go, oh, they're flat. Like, take your crap home with you. Always pick up others' trash if you have to. I mean, unless it's like a need or something, don't pick that up. But yeah, I totally agree. if you're out on one of, you know, especially if it's like one of your favourite places you go crawling. If there's crap in the way, pick it up if you're near a bin or you know you're going to see one shortly. Pick it up, put it in the bin. Right, so we've got my box that I overglued. Look at that, it ran right down there, which is fine, weathered box. Then we've got two good ones. That'll go back on the TRX4. This light really doesn't help sometimes. So there's those two boxes. That's going to go on the TRX4, and that one I think I'll retire to the scale garage because it's rather dented. Yeah, so that's where we're at. I'll plonk the body back on the truck. That's ready to roll. You guys seen this? For those of you who didn't see my post earlier, check this out. We all like our scale stuff here. How's that? It's like a little arts and crafts kit for your scale garage. Slippery, that's what it is. If you haven't heard of the Wish app, you might want to check it out. Because that was free. I paid $2 postage. $2. I couldn't build it. I probably could build it for $2. But, for $2, worth it. Right. Is there anything else you guys want to see, talk about, discuss? Any ideas for the group or that sort of thing? Let me know now. Otherwise, I'm going to get myself organised to go crawling. And that's not something I'll be doing on the camera because, yeah, lovely. Yeah. What do we want to? Is there anything else we want to talk about? Has anyone got any announcements? Anything like that? Now's the time. Hey, no live builds. Why not? And look, I've got to ask these things. I like to find out why you guys want to see this, why you guys want to see that. Now look, I'm dusting the bloody truck. I keep saying I like the dust on this truck because it adds character. Now I'm dusting it. It's the first time it's going to be cleanish for quite some time. So why would you guys not want to see any builds done live only? Let me know. I guess obviously you might not be able to catch all the feeds, and then if you miss something, that'd be a big crap. I mean, I could probably do pictures or videos after the feed of what we did on the feed. Just ideas I'm throwing out there. I want to try and do things with this group that are different, stuff that you don't usually see anywhere, so that you guys can say, yep, maybe you guys want to check out this group because we do some pretty cool stuff on it. Of course, you all know if there's someone you think might like this group and fit in, let them know, invite them. This poor truck, it's been so dirty. Looks too clean already. So yeah, don't do this, like I was saying about brushing your chassis off, don't do it, because before you know it, you just put, oh, there's a bit, I'll just get that piece off. Oh, there's a bit more, I'll just get that piece off. If I keep going the way I'm going, I'm going to break out the polish. I'm not. I'm really not. What I'm trying to build, watch, it's funny, no live build on feeds. I'm not that talented. No, I mean, me do a build on a feed. I'm probably not that talented either. I'll probably get 2 steps into the instructions and cock it up, which might be funny. So it's just an idea. If you guys want to see any builds only done on a feed or something like that. Johnny used Wish a lot until the Swedish Postal Service decided to go and add a special tax on them. Man, you guys can't have any fun. That's pretty cruel. It's like me now, I'm sweeping the dust from the roof onto the bonnet. Why? So yeah, that's where we're at. It's a little bit of an update for you guys. I know that this isn't a big fancy whiz-bang live feed. This was more of a shut Tony up because he keeps asking for live feed. No, I know it's been a while. Like I said, a lot of you guys know my back's pretty well buggered, so there's not much I can do. So I figured I'd do a bit of a quick one, give you guys a bit of a heads up on what sort of stuff I've got planned and that sort of thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the little chat and show session. If If there's anything you want to see coming up, if you ever have an idea for a live feed, you can message me. I know I say about I get irritated because I get messaged all the time, but go for it. I'll be nice. So yeah, if you've ever got any ideas for a build, any ideas for live feed stuff, whatever, let me know. If there's, I'd like to do some themed videos. I'd like to do some themed YouTube videos. If you got any ideas for a theme, not like Halloween or something like that, but like almost like a short story in a YouTube video with tiny trucks and figures, because we're grown men and we play with little figures. Anyway, so yeah, let me know if there's stuff you want to see, if you have ideas. We'll see what we can do with it. Yeah, lovely. Alright, well thank you for stopping by, checking out this feed. I'm going to continue to brush some of the dust off the truck because it's just, I don't know what it is. Yeah, so I'm going to finish cleaning this up a bit, get it ready for today. And go for watch your YouTube, Aussie RC. I will endeavour to drop a link in the comments here. I'll also drop my Instagram too if you want to check that out. There's over 2,000 posts on my Instagram. So if you like RC, you're probably going to like my Instagram. I will say I don't post other people's trucks, unless like Christians or Harleys or whatever when we go crawling. But I don't just go, oh, check out this bloke's truck. Everything on my Instagram is mine. So a lot of stuff on this, a lot of stuff on this, a lot of stuff on that, a lot of stuff on the farm truck and everything else that I've done. So it's a good way of keeping up. Sometimes there's more stuff posted on Instagram than there is Facebook or YouTube or vice versa. And it's also that I can keep it mixed up a bit. Tony, what grease do you use on your axles? Bear with me. I actually re-greased the axles in that one last night. This is what I use. It's back to front. Molybdenum grease from Tamiya. You can pronounce that however you want to pronounce it. That's what I use. It's bloody brilliant. That answers your question. Any other questions? I'm on a roll. 1 for 1. Garfield would love my RC since I had my first airplane. I've loved RC since I was a young bloke that couldn't afford anything decent. As a young fellow, I used to pester my parents. Oh, yeah, I want this RC, I want this RC. I mean, at the time, they were crap. There's no two ways about it. If I look back now, it's half the crap I wanted. I was like, why did I even ask for that? But when you were young and you've got that imagination, this stuff was just the best in the world. And if it looked cool to you, that's all that mattered and you wanted it. What's yours is ours, Johnny. Yeah, Tony, you've been saying that, mate, since you first bloody met me on here. Tony's got a bad habit of seeing trucks I build, like the 8x8 up here, that every time he sees one of my trucks, he's like, here's my address. If you could just post that over, that'd be lovely. Geez, this thing, apparently my truck's red. It was 9, it was one of his dad's older ones. I was riding disc electrics as a young bloke, but they were that expensive, we weren't allowed to play with them. So as you get older and you get a bit of money, you go, oh, that's right, I used to love Scalextrics, but I was never allowed to play with it. So you go and buy yourself some. And that's how this stuff happens. With all the RC, you find stuff that you knew you loved as a kid, so you go and buy it. Which is good. It's fine. It's fun. Alright, I'm going to bugger off now because I'm just driving myself up the wall looking at dust and more dust and more dust. We will see you tomorrow, I believe, for another live feed with Ryan. So Tony won't be so disappointed that it's just me. Ryan will be with us tomorrow. I'm going to pester him about the G6, what else he's got going on, etc. and so on. And just, you know, you guys know what it's like. We just talk crap. So if there's something you haven't seen today that you want to see tomorrow, just keep it in here so that when we start the feed, you can let us know and we will do our best to show you what you want to see. More dust. Yeah, alright. So thanks for stopping by. I'm going to bugger off and get this thing ready to roll out. Pack up the car and my bag and whatever else. My old Tamiya will be coming to you. What Tamiya? Did you tell me about that? I think you did. You might have to message me about that one, Tony. Yes. Alright, I'm going to bugger off. I need another coffee. So, we shall talk to you all tomorrow through this wonderful live feedy business. Enjoy your day. Have fun with some RC. Fun. That's what it's all about. No nasty stuff. See you.